So I'll be doing a kind of super quick review of the Wacom MobileStudio 16. I have the i7 model here, and it is the 512 gigabyte, and it's obviously the 16-inch because of the MobileStudio 16. Just to cover this really quick, I got mine with a defect on it. The screen doesn't seem like it was sealed properly. I'll look at that a little closer. You can still use it, you can still draw on it. It's not going to affect for the purposes of this review or anything like that. But I'm getting a replacement soon, hopefully. I emailed them and I called them today about it. But pushing that aside for now, this is really what I use mainly. And the Cintiq 22 HD has been really great for me as far as screen real estate goes and as far as the resolution and the accuracy goes. I've been super happy with it, but my whole pipeline is on this desktop right here. My Maya, my ZBrush, my Houdini, my Photoshop, it's all at this desk, and I'm spending so much time at this desk. And I just don't want to be sitting here as much as I'm sitting here, basically. I want something a little more mobile, something I can move around with a little bit more. And I love this. This has been great for me. But it's obviously on an arm mount here, and it's obviously, when I pull it down to use it or anything like that, I lose my desk. I can't really use my desk anymore because my keyboard is sort of condensed to this little area, and as I like to just kind of take frequent breaks when I'm doing things like this, I can't. I have to move the monitor all the way back up, reposition the keyboard and all that. This thing is huge. It's a pain to kind of, even though it's on the arm mount, it's still kind of a pain to move it around and stuff. So that kind of got to me after a little bit. I love it, but I don't want to have to sit here as much as I'm sitting here anymore. So I bought a Cintiq Companion 2. They're 13 inches, and I said I'll move over to that. I used it for about a week and I couldn't do it. It was just too small. The icons in ZBrush just were way too tiny for me to touch. The scaling didn't seem like it was working very well, so I returned it and I went back to this. And now the 16 was announced, which I just picked up, and it's been great. I'll go over in detail why I like this so much, but I've only used it for about a couple hours today, and I'm already in love with it. Definitely not in the way that I was in love or wasn't in love with the Cintiq Companion 2, the 13-inch. Just to go over the negatives on this really quick. The screen isn't super bright. It's not as bright as I'd like it to be compared to my iPad. I have a 12-inch iPad Pro. It's over there somewhere. You're just going to have to believe me that I actually own that. It's not as bright as it. And even though it's like 98% on the Adobe RGB spectrum, it seems like the colors are a little off, honestly. The whites didn't seem super white to me. They seemed a little pinkish almost. And I compared that to what I had on my iPad, so that's sort of how I determined that. Also my monitor. So that was sort of not a deal breaker by any means, but one of the main issues I had with this, apart from the being locked to the sort of desk sort of thing, was that it had a terrible glare. I couldn't even use it in the morning with my blinds shut when there was sun coming through. It just destroyed it. The brightness just doesn't go high enough on this, and I could only use it at night, which was really annoying too. The glare is much better on the Cintiq, sorry, I keep saying the Cintiq, the MobileStudio 16, and it's a little brighter than this monitor right here. It's still not as bright as I'd want it to be, but its brightness definitely kicks up enough that I won't have to worry about that in the way I worry about this. So, two main negatives in a nutshell: screen brightness, and I guess like that's the only real negative. My likes about this tablet is that as I feel like a 16-inch tablet is big enough to use programs on. I did not feel like 13 inches was enough. I know this screen is not actually 16 inches. I think diagonally we're dealing with something like 15.6 or something like that. Kind of, they round down a little bit, I guess, when it comes to screen sizes. But it's been great. I have very little complaints about it, and I'm excited to get off of this because my next step now is to sell this and to use the Cintiq Companion. Now, a couple other minor things with the tablet. There's very little parallax. People will talk about, this has parallax on it, but you get used to it. I mean, there's no way to avoid it. There was no way to avoid it, I guess, up until this new line of Cintiq. So it never really bothered me on this to begin with, but it's almost gone on the MobileStudio 16, which is great. The resolution is fantastic. The sharpness helps me in ways that I didn't expect it to initially. And virtually no lag is something that is one of the sales pitches for this. There's lag, but there's lag on everything. There's lag on every Cintiq. There's lag on the Apple Pencil. So when they say virtually no lag, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. You're not going to see it at all, actually, because I don't have my pen around. But if I were to move my pen around this screen really quickly right now, the mouse wouldn't be under the tip of the pen the entire time. And this is hooked up to a Xeon 16-core Titan X, 64 gigabytes of RAM, a very powerful computer, and there's still a little bit of lag on it. So the Cintiq, the MobileStudio 16, similar amounts of lag, honestly. I didn't see a huge improvement in that, but it was never a problem for me to begin with, so it's fine, really. Another thing is the screen pressure. This is kind of a weird issue, and I originally would have thought that it was exclusive to my model because it seems like they didn't seal it right. See if I can get that on there again. But it's not, because I saw other people complaining about this, and it's that when you put pressure on the screen, I'll try and capture it on the computer, on the camera, see if I can get something for you guys right here. But you can see the indent of where you're drawing when you're using maximum pressure on it. So I'll get a clip of that real quick just to show you what I mean. Alright, so let's just see if I can capture this. Here is, I'll get rid of that. So here is a maximum sort of pressure, and you'll see the screen sort of drop. You'll see the pressure mark around it. So maximum pressure. Now I wasn't actually pressing very hard on that. I could actually probably get a thicker line than what I just got right there. And here is a medium pressure. Still see the line sort of have that ripple effect around it. Here's very light pressure. As you can see, the screen sort of wobbles around it. I saw other tablets doing this as well, so I don't know what to say. Does it bother me? No, as long as it's not doing damage to the Cintiq, and I don't think the MobileStudio Pro, I don't think it is, and this doesn't bother me, but I suppose it could bother some people. I guess this kind of bent a little bit. They kind of went with a textured top. That feels really good. I have a felt tip on here, and it feels great. It doesn't feel like paper. Everyone always sort of compares it to paper. It does feel like a kind of plasticky, I guess, but it's better than, say, the Apple Pencil, which feels like kind of gliding on glass, and it feels better than my Cintiq 22. I don't have a felt tip nib on it, but I did have the regular nib on this at first, and it even felt better with the regular nib than it felt on my Cintiq 22. So when I put the felt tip nib in here, this felt even better. So yeah, happy with that. And I'll cut away from this for now. Alright, so in closing, I'm sorry I don't have like many more examples. I will definitely be replacing this for the MobileStudio Pro 16. It's just all around seems like a really great device. The real estate, and I'm really hammering on this, is good. It is enough for programs to run in there, and it is enough to feel comfortable. I felt so cramped on the 13. I was so worried I was going to feel like that on this. I don't feel like that. No other major issues to speak of. I mean, if you buy Wacom, you kind of know what to expect, I guess, as far as things go. They've basically just sort of improved things moving forward, and I am very excited to start using this tablet. So hope this helps someone decide whether or not they should buy it. And that's it. See ya.